time. No Hecarim. Just going for more explosive damage, perhaps onto the backline. Will he go for the bruiser build, or just go for straight up blowing people out of the water with lethality? I imagine it should be Gore Drinker. This game is disabled. There we go.
How many seconds are you in?
10, 11.
Okay, we're synced. Good stuff. Looks like we are actually going to see all 5 of them heading towards the same direction here on the side of Ever Since. Will it be an invade, or are they just trying to stack against the Nautilus? It looks like it is actually going to be the invade here.
Not a lot of CC between all of them. So I guess they just want to catch MDib off guard. See if he closes some, but... Oh, he might have to use Ghost. He's in trouble. Continues to run. Not quite dead yet. Nice beat drop from Starseer. A lot of damage in return. Friend down to almost 100 HP. But look at Outlaw. Oh! Oh my god. That was about to hit. And I'm pretty sure that would have been a kill. That was a max range spear about to land straight in his cranium.
So they were nice enough to give Outlaw an early stack of Dark Harvest there.
Yep. That's GG. GG no re. Where's the stack?
But, oh my god, that spear was so close to just spelling level 1 disaster. But it looks like we'll see just both teams starting on the bot side here. Nothing too out of the ordinary.
Yeah, both bot lanes coming to lane fairly early, but it should be Ever Since with the priority. Surely, like 5-point Twink and Judgy Rocks, they have to be really careful when they approach this bot lane here. Their level 1 is not nearly as strong. But now they have to be careful with the level 2 advantage. Well, they back off just in time. I think importantly...
Something that is important to note here is we do see Vince has actually gone for a path that does put him closer towards this bot lane, but again, with his bot lane pushing, he's not going to be able to find anything, so he will end up looking mid here for the gank, straight after the free camp.
Oh, the cage lands. Starseer in trouble, but will he use Flash? Holds it. Big drop onto Friend, falls dangerously low. Outlaw's gonna chase? Oh, onto Weebly though. Now he lands the cage, but yeah, just out of range for Seraphine to follow up on that. Really good response though from Momo Deviluk on that one. Oh, there's more fighting going on. The spear misses. It's between Friend and Outlaw right now. Who's going to win? The flash from Graves, but he's isolated. Oh, the spear misses. He gets away. Weebly flash, Starseer flash, everyone's flashing. 5-point Twink. The spear follow-up, no one's dying though. Somehow we're in a situation where no one died in that skirmish. But it's not over yet. The ignite from the Nautilus. Puck lands onto beat drop, the CC. Is there enough damage? Momo Deviluk goes in. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Now there's more fighting going on. But it's Graves with the sustained damage. A fleet footwork proccing as well. Keeps him healthy enough. It's a 2-for-1 exchange. That was so chaotic.
Say, like, that, at the start, that entire fight, like, aside from all the sums that got burned, just looked like a huge nothing burger. But then Scuttlecrab makes fight number 2 happen, and what would have been a 1-for-1 trade there, for Momo Deviluke with the first blood, unfortunately, I think Judgy Rocks didn't realise he was going to have the kill, flash forwards, found nothing, and just kind of gave an extra kill, which ends up putting them behind in that trade.
Yeah, when you put 2 and 2 together here after that fight, it's definitely ever since with a huge advantage here. That Caitlyn Karma accelerating, that is going to be a big deal. Now we're going to take the recall, so it's going to be just a straight up Noon Quiver rush. That should be more than enough to secure them extra priority in the lane. Momo Deviluke was looking for something. Some kind of cheeky blue buff steal over the wall. Doesn't quite land it, but it's okay. Nidalee is extra speedy in the jungle. You can afford to have those detours every once in a while. Yeah, we'll just keep focusing on bot lane for the rest of this early game.
Yeah, playing Sivir into Caitlyn with that 125 range gap is going to be absolutely brutal with that Noon Quiver being picked up now. Which makes it really hard to just exist. Sorry, never mind, 150 range gap, I forgot Sivir's 500 range. We do end up seeing Vince looking for the gank here, but yeah, the spell shield is just going to completely up the empowered Karma Q, and again, nothing happens. But they will end up looking here to start the dragon with the Prior in mid lane, Prior in the bot lane. There's not really much that they can do as a response, although they might Deviluke like try to get a bit cheeky here.
He's looking. I mean, right now it's just shy spears onto Caitlyn trying to do something, but it doesn't look like... Oh, never mind. We're approaching the Dragon Pit, but he's stuck on a trap though. He's gonna go for the steal regardless. It's not gonna land. It's Friend with the kill. Look at the encore from Starseer. Lands onto everyone from Ever Since. And they get the team fight win regardless. They may not have landed the dragon, but they will take that any day of the week.
I think we need to get Scott in here for the Seraphine ult sound. That was an absolutely huge encore there. Well, what did look like a bit of a dire fight, like, again, they went in, didn't manage to find the dragon, Outlaw's dangerously low, and then all of a sudden that 4-man encore comes out, gets 3 of them for the kill, and yeah, well, they didn't get the dragon, they got themselves a gold lead.
Friend's trying to make a difference in the bot lane now, but he's close to dying. One more auto and he's dead, but he's not going to do it.
So Outlaw's making kebab right now. Oh my... Oh... Is he going to get in range? Oh. Oh. Gets baited by his own spear with the Guardian proc, the Karma Shield, the heal there from Max Crest. It just jumps in, does nothing, dies. But what was the gold lead there? 1,000 on the side of Homo Salis has just gone back to being a 500 gold lead now for Ever Since. Which, to say this game is swinging would be an understatement.
Yeah, a very good fight for NACL, and followed by an excursion from Momo Deviluke into the enemy jungle, and he got caught, did not get away with that. Now this balling advantage is so big once again. But the question is, and Ever Since keep it going? It feels like previously, I mean, even going into week 5, this team has not been as good when it comes to closing out games. even playing from a disadvantage, so we'll have to see some improvement there in the mid game. Right now it's going swimmingly for Caitlyn Karma, but it's all about how you can close the game out with this kind of lead. As, uh-oh, Gnar in a lot of trouble. He almost has the bar built up. Can he build it in time? Well, he chooses to flash. That's reasonable, I guess. The Nidalee Pounce plus the combo would have put him dangerously close, if not just kill him outright. And now the lane situation for NACL bot lane just continues to be dire as they keep the lane at their side. If they keep the wave at their side of the lane, then Friend pays a visit. That's an extra lead in minions, extra CS that Sivir has to give up. Uh-oh. Look at what's happening top lane. Rack 96 with his Ignite. He has the advantage in 1v1, and he doesn't even need the Mega Gnar to secure that kill. It's just a straight up solo. It didn't really look all that complicated for him. The Stars here now with the response encore, but it's not going to stop Friend from taking that kill first off. And now Momo Deviluke. No amount of mobility will save that. Will save you from a point and click ability. Vigard just says, hold this L. And presses R.
Sam, what was looking like quite a close game, we're suddenly looking at what 1.5k gold lead, gold lead for the side of Ever Since. They're up a Dragon, they're about to be up a Rift Herald as well. So
and right now,
yeah,
all the early game pieces are just working so well for Ever Since. Oh, Momo Deviluke is not stopping. He continues to visit the lanes over and over again, but it's just going to end up in a spear. And 1J's back and not much else. No kills. But I was about to say, we've seen this story before. We've seen Momo Deviluke fall behind in a game just like this, only to bring it back with a crazy teamfight play. So, I mean, feels like it's never safe to count this team out. We do have
if we see more, if we end up seeing more encores like the one we saw at that first Dragon fight, you can never count this team out, because man, but that's just the Sivir AoE and the encore. Those two things alone can win a team fight. It's just a case of getting those pieces to align.
No encore this time to stop Ever Since from taking the second dragon. Plates are still up. Maxcris will maybe get another one. Now he has to be careful. Nice trap. Very good combo from Maxcris. He has this champion on lock. One of his better picks for sure. Would also include the Lucian, but Ever Since has not really been playing Lucian Nami all that much this season. Actually, never. It feels like actually never went for it. Oh, Rack goes for the trade, but he's about to be surprised by the Nidalee, who's 3 levels down actually. So what will Rack do in this situation? You know, he decides he does not want to risk it. He will just keep his lead as we see the bot lane getting dove. So it's a cross-map play from Ever Since. The TP comes from behind them. M-Dip lands the Cleaver, and that's a big shutdown. Will it be another big shutdown for the Mundo? But Sivir gets it instead. And they miscalculate with the dive. They don't kill them fast enough. And Rack is also trying to get a kill in response to the top lane. He will get one. But it's Homo Salis who win out on this.
So it is interesting to note that even with those 2 shutdowns passing over, the gold, because of that Rift Herald getting the first tower, getting the plates, and then with Rack also being able to find stuff top lane, they actually managed to increase their gold lead off that play, even though it didn't look too brilliant for them. So while it obviously isn't ideal that dive failed with that beautiful teleport from MDib, basically turning that fight around, it still wasn't bad for them.
Well, I guess, yeah, it does achieve that objective, that the bot lane is now able to move across the map. Now they're going to pressure mid instead of bot. Like, they are still pushing the game forward, even if it's not completely, you know, clean as a whistle. They are still taking it one step at a time. The Herald is still a long way away from spawning. It's mostly about the mid turret right now, but they still have to be careful. Don't want to get caught by a random hook here. As we will see Vince going for that Gore Drinker build. Pickaxe, Longsword, those look like Gore Drinker components.
But yeah, it's just... Oh.
Cheeky cage from the Vigard, but it would only force out the W, not much else. Yeah, Rack is still in the driver's seat here in this top lane matchup. Maybe it turns around at some point when Mundo gets enough items, but right now he has a Black Cleaver and the extra sustain from the Grasp as well, playing really aggressively, so still pushing in pretty much every single lane and making NACL second guess themselves when it comes to making moves on the map. Because there's so much stuff going on right now. They definitely need Nautilus here at least if they want to stop this push from happening. Now 5-point Twink is here, but so is the Vigard. It's a 4v3 situation right now. Seraphine is moving from top to mid. They got some damage on this wave, but it's still about half HP, this turret. Still 40 seconds until the dragon spawns. A bit early to this party as Rack96, oh, now he's taking a bunch of damage. Max Mendoza is going to pop as well, but look at the Encore! Catches almost everyone in that fight, and Vince is going to fall first. Max Crisp in a lot of trouble. Everyone's running away. Wonjay is going to fall next, and once again, the Seraphine turns the fight around so nicely for the team. It's a triple kill for the Mundo. He is absolutely running the show this fight. And Rack96, he's going to get away actually because NACL decide the dragon is more important. They will stop the dragon stacking.
Yeah, that's two 4-man encores from Starseer in 17 minutes. They have been absolutely game-changing for Homo Salis right now. As, yeah, that has somewhat managed to bridge the gold gap that was present, and as well, just taking one dragon obviously delays that soul for the enemy team.
Yeah, ever since playing a little bit into NACL's hand, walking up like that, it's like the second time we see Seraphine getting a big opportunity like this and taking advantage of it 100%. Now it's back to Ever Since pushing mid, but they've lost one fight already, and this lead is not as big as it seems. Normal Devil forced out of his own jungle. The Herald will be spawned, so that mid lane turret is gone now. Finally. But now we engage onto Friend. He has overheal though, not that hard to not that easy to take down, sorry. That depth charge is all that's all she wrote for that fight. They're not gonna push it further forward. But now Ever Since, they continue to push mid while Rack is also applying pressure in the bot lane. This build Executioner is calling now. So preemptively trying to reduce some of that healing that could happen in a 1v1 situation. Oh, Max Crisp, where are you walking, my friend? Oh, is he dead? Yes, he is, because the Encore lands. Once again, lands on multiple members. and ever since venture into the enemy jungle only to find that they're not welcome here, and they will return from they'll return whence they came. Straight into your fountain again. The Ignite feels like a bit of overkill from NACL, but they get another teamfight win. And it's once again, ever since, getting baited into this fight where they're just not playing to their advantages.
And yeah, this humongous early game lead that was on the side of Ever Since is pretty much just entirely evaporated. So they are going to have to be careful here, because with all 5 of them being on the bot lane now, Ever Since are just going to run straight to this Baron. So the Hex Gates will make it a bit easier to get here in time, but is there going to be enough time is the real question.
There's 2 TPs from MDib and Starseer, but they don't have... Oh. They don't have the appropriate vision, I guess, to TP in time and try and stop this. They're just walking on foot. Momo Devil, he's going to steal the Baron! Oh no! Disaster strikes from Ever Since. They had the tempo. They get to the Baron first, but Momo Devil gets there just in time to get into the Dragon Pit. No one can really stop him from entering, and that's just NACL getting a present.
Say it feels bad to just completely lose that team fight and lose the bot lane tower. It feels even worse to then trying to take advantage of the fact that they're all still hitting that tower and then just lose the Baron as well. Because yeah, it feels like they're really fighting an uphill battle from when they were right at the top. For the game to have swung in their favor this quickly is...
Yeah. This story just feels all too familiar for this team. Oh, but now Max Crisp. He's going to force out that ultimate. That Caitlyn damage is still something that you have to respect. Yeah, it feels like Outlaw did redeem himself with that Baron steal. Puts the team right back in a situation where they're still leading.
Yeah. Yeah, as you said, not been his best game so far, but that Baron steal has catapulted them into the lead here and should really get them this next dragon that's coming up for free, as there's no way they can fight into this incoming beat drop. And yeah, this Seraphine is just huge. Well, it only has 1 kill. I'd argue pretty much all 10 of those assists have been set up by Seraphine by herself.
Oh, onto Friend. He has Flash, but is he going to die though? It's Master who's going to die instead, I think. No, not quite, but hold on. MDib, he decides he wants to be a part of this too. Takes some tower damage, but he's still more than enough health in his health bar. Oh man. This is feels so bad for Ever Since. All of these advantages just squandered. Now Rack 96, he has the Meganar ready, almost, in prime position to fight, but who is he going to fight with? The jungler's in base and he's dead. Another situation where Ever Since just fumble the ball.
It just it feels like every single fight, like somehow, again, despite how far behind Homo and Salis were, they managed to fight every single fight on their terms, find these angles to find the encores, and yeah, when your team is front to back, one encore can be absolutely devastating, as we've seen in these team fights.
Now they just keep getting what they want from these team fights. Now it feels like it's too late for Ever Since to try and mount a comeback. You still have the Caitlyn, obviously, like that is always going to be a late game presence, but the Graves, not sure how much he can do versus these champions later on. And then the Vygar also is going to have trouble actually caging the targets he wants to cage, so it's rough.
So I feel like their way back into this game is they need to find that rogue Gnarl to disrupt the enemy team into the Vygar cage.
Yeah,
but
it has been a good game from Rack overall, if you consider what happened across this whole game, but yeah, just needs to... the team needs to be there with him when he does have that transformation, and then maybe there is a chance. But then you also have to make sure that you're not getting grouped up and hit by that Seraphine Encore again. It's hard to maneuver in these team fights.
it's interesting to actually see the Frozen Heart here being picked up by, or starting to be picked up by, Friend here, just to try and, I'm assuming, stifle some of this severe DPS, because obviously later this game goes, the more damage that Ricochet is going to be doing in these chaotic fights.
Oh, Quan J taking a lot of damage, almost getting caught out, but he holds the flash. And it's still a tense situation as the Baron is about to spawn. What can Eversense realistically do to stop this from happening? Rack is stacking the Narbar nicely. He will have it just for this fight. So there is an opening there for Eversense. But oh, it might just reach the full capacity right now, so they just press the go button. They feel like they have to do something, but NACL are out of there. And it's still MDIP applying pressure in the bot lane as well, so it's just not happening for free. NACL are making moves on the map still.
So and then with that, obviously the Mega Gnar threat gone, they can just walk straight back onto this Baron position. And the moment they end up sending this second person to try and deal with MDIB, they're pretty much going to be stuck in a pincer. As they either need to find a way to try and stop this Mundo split push threat, or they need to find a way to wipe the team before that Mundo obviously can start taking these objectives. Well, it looked like we'll just end up being a reset here, just in preparation for the third Drake spawning for both teams.
Still 30 seconds away, but Eversense will be there first. And they will have Gnar ready to unload his whole combo in a team fight. So maybe this is a bit tricky this time for NACL to actually approach the Dragon Pit. Maybe they just let this one go. But never mind. We're seeing the teleport. We're seeing the teleport from MDIB on the other side. They want to go for it. Judgy Rock's getting zoned off by Gnar. Meanwhile, it's MDIB and Momo Deviluk inside of a Dragon Pit. He's going to go, trying to go for the steal again. They're not bursting the Dragon though. It's not going down. Now it's going down. It's Friend that takes it. Looks pretty good for Eversense so far. Momo Deviluk is approaching on the flank, but he's not really doing much. Look at Mundo though. He's just, his health bar's not moving. It's going up. They can't touch him. And he's getting the healing from the Seraphine too. They cannot kill the Hyper Tank as he completely demolishes Eversense's team. And yep, Starseer really wanted that kill.
And again, while Mundo was just sat there face tanking the entire team, Starseer with another 4-man encore. They just don't stop coming.
Yep. They don't stop coming indeed. I wanted to tie this to one particular song somehow, but I can't really find a way to do it. As NACL, they have the tempo, they will just... Oh, they will not start the Baron. It's actually a play, bit of a bait from the NACL team, as they will just try and kill the jungler before they start the objective. Friends get CC'd up, but not enough damage just yet. The Encore will land onto the jungler, though. They can't kill him. It's NACL committing to this fight really deep into Everson's territory, but look at Mdib. He survived for so long, finally goes down. And also, finally, we're seeing a moment of weakness. Seeing NACL take a fight that was not on favorable terms. And can this be the Baron now for ever since? Friend is really low. Rack has to build up his Narbar again. This feels really dangerous because Judgy Rocks is still there and he's just going to press his W all over NACL ever since his team. Now a jungler dies, but they get him with a primordial burst, but this is just going to end up in a stalemate. Ever since cannot continue, but Rag96, he's going in. He was hoping for the transform, but he doesn't transform fast enough. He needed an extra second.
So yeah, that was... See, that first fight going in the favour of Ever Since. It looked like they might have a chance to Baron, but the 3 remaining members managed to hold that off. And what was one of the few ways that Ever Since could have got back into this game has just been closed off away from them again. Although, mind you, the gold lead that was looking hugely in favour of Homo Salis, as this game's gone on, that gold lead's remained the same, which means it's nowhere near as monumental as it was earlier. Again, it is still that looming Baron threat, which Ever Since are going to have a hard time just trying to walk into. With, again, the Encore available, which means any of these strokes is just a death sentence.
Yeah, but we did see a glimpse of that Frozen Heart coming into effect with the Graves. He was really, really hard to take down. I mean, not as hard to take down as Raimundo, but so much armor stacking up. If he gets on top of a Sivir, it's gonna take a while before she can actually put him down. So maybe there is something for Ever Since. Maybe with enough time, they can actually fight back in these team fights. Right now, it's just feels like they either have to be very opportunistic or they just hope for NACL to slip up just like that.
So it is important, like, this is Ever Since's sole point, but yeah, it looks like they're not even really going to have the chance to fight it. Saying that, we are seeing Homo Salis here actually trying to take advantage of the fact that they know it's the sole point and try and use that to sneak the Baron. They will, however, just get spotted out on vision, just immediately head straight back, not even going to try and risk them getting that Hextech slow.
Yeah, stuck between 2 points a little bit. Feels like they wanted to go for Baron for a while. Oh, the jungler is close to death. But the Seraphine is going to bring Literally back to about 50%. Now the additional heals. And what can Ever Since do with this? They can't clump up. The way they have to approach this fight is so careful if they want to even have a sniff of this Dragon Soul right here, but NACL standing their ground. Rak96 does not have the flank. His Narbar is moving, but he's not quite there yet. It's NACL first with the engage. The Encore not as good this time though. It's a 1-for-1. Max Crisp dies. But crucially, Judgy Rocks dies as well. The fight is on two fronts right now. The Graves is really tanky, but Starseer packs a lot of damage as well. He's going to kill the Graves. And Homo Salis just barely edge out in this fight. Is Weebly still alive though? He has the cage! The stopwatch. It stopped the Primordial Burst, but it's not going to stop the Baleful Strike. And that's even more damage coming in from the Vigard. He just needs another Q. Starfseer somehow is still alive and breathing. As the dragon is still at full HP, no one's taken it. And we might just have a round 2 in like 30 seconds time as we're gonna have people respawn.
So yeah, it is just going to end up being the round 2, as we do see both teams starting to head towards it. Ignore it, I mean, Darcy isn't, but that teleport is ready, just making sure those waves are set, and Dragonfight Electric Boogaloo incoming. So ever since are going to be the ones who are here first with 3 of their members, although we do see Judgy Rocks and Starseer arriving here. And he's just some more 5v5.
Oh, major ultimates are there again for NACL. Will this be a good engage this time? The knockup lands, they get the jungler, they get everyone! The engage once again! So good from NACL. At least much better than last time. They get 3 members and they just decide they want to push. Maspris will be stopped from recalling while the rest of the team is taking the base. That feels like it's game over.
Yeah, this should just be game here if they can keep these minions alive.
Weebly's trying to stop the minion wave. Oh, the Nautilus will die. How much else can Eversense get? But still, it's Mundo still staying alive. It's Sivir now onto the Caitlyn, the DPS. The difference is too much. The Nexus will fall. Homo Salis at 6 and 4. Just pretty much 1 foot into playoffs right now.